Hello, my Cancerians. How are you? This is Dee from Consciously Focused Tarot, bringing you your general reading for May 2018. Just a quick update for those of you that are still waiting for your free readings. I've got through half of them. I have the other half to do, so be patient with me. And for those of you that's had your readings, thank you very much for the positive feedback. And what else? I just drawn a blank. What was I going to say? So there was the readings. Oh yeah, so basically what's slowing me down is I do have to get these May readings uploaded, okay? By the way, I'm doing this recording on April the 29th. So this reading will go from the 29th to the end of May. Right after this, I'll do your love readings, reading Cancer. And this reading is for Cancerians, Sun, Moon, and Rising and Venus signs, okay? So for those of you that are not Cancerians, but you have Cancer in your natal chart, this is for you too. Okay, so I'm going to do, and thank you also very much for supporting my channel. And please keep liking, press the thumbs up button, okay, sharing the video on Facebook, Twitter, or wherever it is you guys share it. I'm not on Facebook yet, but I'm going to get on it. Okay, what else? Okay, so I'm going to do a quick synopsis of the astrological planetary influences that we're going to have. And this also may help you to understand your reading a little better, because if the reading doesn't resonate with you, you know, the astrological influences may. I will I'll come back with an update in the second or third week of May, because we do have a big change in the middle of May, okay? And for those of you that don't want to listen to this astrological synopsis, please feel free to fast forward, and maybe one of you could stamp it for me in the comments of where the tarot reading actually starts. Okay, Cancer, so you've probably heard all about it. It's a big buzz right now that Uranus is getting ready to move into Taurus, okay, at the middle of the month. It's a big deal. Why? Why, you may ask. And even if you didn't ask, I'm going to tell you, okay? Uranus only changes signs every 7 years, okay? And for the last 7 years, it was in Aries. And you know, Aries is ruled by Mars, and that can be a little bit of a feisty sign, okay? A feisty energy, feisty planet, rather, okay? Uranus and Mars together, probably not so good. So Uranus, for you guys, you know, was in Aries, so in your house of relationships. This does not necessarily have to mean your romantic relationships alone. It could be any relationships. It could be work relationships, siblings, family, friends, relationships, okay? So having that placement may have been causing you guys some grief for the last 7 years, okay? So you will be relieved to know that it's moving out of there into Taurus, which will be beautifully harmonious for Uranus, because Uranus is a very unpredictable sign. It can be a little chaotic when it's negatively aspected. It can cause things to happen out of the blue that would, when it's negatively aspected, that can make you feel as though the rug has been pulled out from under your feet, or a horse has just kicked you in the stomach, okay? Sorry to be so graphic, but Uranus can be like that when it's negatively aspected. Wars can start, you know, civil wars can start when Uranus is negatively aspected, and we've seen a lot of that in the last 7 years, okay, globally. So now Uranus is moving into Taurus, and Taurus is an earth sign, And so when that sort of erratic, unpredictable energy combines with earth energy, the earth energy can ground Uranus and make it more steady, you know, and a little less I don't know whether it's going to be less unpredictable, but the surprises that we get may not be so negative. We might, you know, have really great surprises, you know, like, I don't know, anything that you can think of that would really put a smile on your face. You didn't see it coming, but you are really happy it did happen. You know, like people said, oh my God, I just had a miracle. And I'm so grateful for that miracle. I didn't see this coming. So this is the type of energy that we should be having now that Uranus is moving into Taurus for the next 7 years. And Taurus is ruled by Venus. Okay, and Venus is the goddess of earth, the goddess of Gaia and beauty and love. So definitely it should help you improve and have better relationships. Some of you may meet someone really nice if you're single and you're looking for love. Okay, and for those of you that are married or in relationships, you should find your relationships there's more harmony, okay? Maybe more intimacy. The relationship is deepening and growing in a more connected way, you know, and harmonious way. So the houses that are aspected here, let's talk about the 11th house, because that's going to be very big for you Cancerians, because let me back up. So for the first 2 weeks, we have Mars and Pluto traveling together, you know, with Saturn in your 7th house of relationships, okay? So what this can mean for you is Pluto governs Scorpio, and you know, I don't know if you know, so Pluto can make you dig really deep into your emotions, your feelings, a psyche. Okay, so there may be some things that may just come up, some feelings or some things that may come up for re-examination or just to be put to rest, some things within yourself, okay, that may have even been affecting your relationships, okay, for the last 7 years. Now, so moving on from there, at the middle of the month we have, okay, and what I also didn't say is Uranus is a planet that governs Aquarius, okay? So Uranus rules technology, the internet, for example, new innovation, new breakthrough innovations, okay? Medicine, the sciences, and even consciousness and your higher self. So those are the areas that you may see and the energies that you may feel come into play in different areas of your life, okay? Depending on which houses it's affecting in your natal chart. And if you don't know what that, if you have never done a natal chart, you can go to, there are a lot of free websites that do that, but you can go to astrology.com and just put in your, plug in your date of birth, time of birth, city and country of birth, and it will generate a natal chart for you, okay? So, moving on into the middle of May, your 11th house is highlighted a lot, okay? You've got Mercury joining the Sun in your 11th house, the new moon in Taurus in your 11th house, and Uranus moving into Taurus for the first time in 7 years in your 11th house. That being said, when Uranus does move, it might throw a little bit of a wobbler, okay, because it's moving and it will take a little time for the energies to settle down. So be careful of any arguments or conflict, you know, maybe from the 14th to the 17th. It's actually moving on the 16th, depending on what country you live in, okay, the 15th or the 16th. But when it's moving from one sign to another, I would definitely stay clear of it for a couple of days on either side at least, because it might kick up the dust a little bit, and there you would definitely need to try and avoid conflict with people, okay? And so your 11th house, what is your 11th house? Your 11th house is and Uranus is about new things, a new way of doing things, a new way of thinking, okay? It's about innovation, okay? It's about consciousness, your higher self, the sciences, medicine, even alternative medicine. So that's going into your 11th house of your social circles, your communities, you know, your communities of like-minded people, your social groups or other groups you might belong to. So you may start to see that you're starting to meet different types of people you haven't met before, or joining different groups. And because Uranus does rule technology, you may be even joining groups online or dating online, okay? And with the Mars and Pluto transit, this for you, Cancer, this really is a time of what is it that I want to do? What is it that I really want to do? What is it that I really like doing? What is it that I don't want to do anymore? Okay? And then in the middle of the month, you also have Mars in your 8th house of other people's money. So you may start to see situations come up to do with your taxes or joint finances with your spouse, insurance, mortgages, student loans, anything that any money that you have jointly with somebody else, or money that you're receiving from someone else, or from an organization, or that type of thing, okay, the government. Okay, so when Mars is there, this is an opportunity to be proactive and just give those areas a once over again, yeah? What else? And then in the 3rd week, the Sun is going into your 12th house of spirituality. So in the 3rd week, you might feel like you want to be more alone, more reflective, take some time out, you know, go and walk in nature, or lie at the beach, or, you know, you might take up a spiritual interest, you know. But it's really just a time of getting quiet and connecting to your higher self. And then you also have a grand water trine. So this is really going to be very good for anything emotional, especially with the spirituality and the water trine. Okay, so you really could, for those of you that are single, you really could meet somebody new, someone you may even feel is a soulmate, okay? Or someone that you feel that you were divinely guided or destined to meet. All right. And for those of you that are not single, you're married, or you're in a committed relationship, you may see that your relationships deepen at this time. It's more intimate. Okay. So I think I've covered all the areas. And then, oh yeah, you have 2 full moons this month. So you have a full moon in Taurus, and then at the end of the month, on the 29th, you have a full moon in Sagittarius. Okay, so really, this really is a great time, you know, to just go out, especially after the 2nd and the, you know, after the 2nd and the 3rd week of May, to go out and, you know, and have fun, you know, spend time with the family, the children, to start creative endeavors, for romance and that type of thing, okay? So you've got 2 money houses highlighted here. You've got the 6th house highlighted, which is the money that you earn. your own money that you earn from a business or from your work and that type of thing. And you have the 8th house that's highlighted, which is other people's money. So you should see that you might be focusing on money a lot this month in May. But because you're getting a really positive sextile and trine from Taurus, which is energy of abundance, okay, love and abundance, your money should be straight, okay. You should even find ways of making more money, you know, and increasing your income. So that's it. And also, oh yeah, your 6th house, you also will be you know, looking at how you can improve your health by, you know, exercise and diet, or you may even want to change your physical appearance, something like that, have a makeover, okay? So this really is a very positive month for you, Cancerians. However, there is a caveat that to be able to harness this energy that's coming in so that it benefits for you, you do need to be a little flexible, okay, and open to embrace some new changes in your life, okay? Okay, I hope I didn't waffle on too long. So now we can start the reading. Hold on, let me just set my timer so that I don't go over too long. And it's not that I don't want to do a longer reading, it's just that my recording equipment cuts off at about 30-35 minutes. So if this cuts off, and it will, and I won't know that it's cut off, it will just start a new recording, please look out for a part 2, okay? If you don't see it trending, just go into my video library. I also have the, you can do that by either clicking on the round circle where there's an image. That will take you right into my playlists and videos, or the links will be in the description box where you can go and access all the videos in my library, and they're free, okay, Cancer? Okay, so let's get started. So for you guys, I'm going to shuffle these on camera. I did it for Pisces also. I can't do it all the time though, because it just takes entirely too long. So oft times I'll shuffle them beforehand and then just put them back in the deck exactly the same way they came out and start the reading, because that sometimes will save me a good bit of time, because you can see the way I shuffle. Oh yeah, you're starting off with the Magician. You see the way I shuffle. I wait until they pop out, and sometimes that can take a while, okay, Cancer? Okay, goodness, that's crossing Cancer. Let's you see, the Empress turned over in reverse. Okay, so that is okay, so that's the 8 of Swords in the past. Okay. I like your first card, the Magician. That's really good to have as your first card. That's someone who knows that they can make happen whatever they want to happen in their life. You know, they know that they can achieve that because they're co-creators with God. And they're a master at using the elements to do that. All the other cards, though, that are coming out are not that great. But the fact that the card in the middle is really that positive, and it's a major arcana. That's what's more important. These other cards may just be some energy that you've had around you, or some obstacles that you may have had to deal with recently. Okay, whoops. Yeah, strength. Nice. I'm glad to see that's upright. So with the strength card going in the near future, you will be pulling on your inner strength and your inner resources, and there'll be reciprocation, balance in your life. Okay, and yeah, there are resources for you. There's inner resources and material resources coming in for you in the near future. Cancer. But with the page, what is that? The page of wands. What is the page of wands in reverse? Anyway, we'll get to that in a minute. Let me not jump ahead. Your environment. Cancerian's environment. Oh, nice one. King of Wands upright. I like that, Cancer. So that's someone that takes action. They're inspirational. They're very motivated. But you do need to follow your intuition, because this King of Wands is someone that is very intuitive. They follow their intuition. But then in your hopes and fears, you have the High Priestess in reverse, where you may be afraid that you're not going to follow your gut. And you're not going to follow your intuition. Wait, hold on. What was the card that was down here? I think I need a bigger space to work on here. What card was here? Oh, gosh. Sorry, Cancer. You see, I shuffled the cards and it dropped on top of the card that was here, and then I picked them all up together, and I don't remember which card it was that was there. Oh, that is very annoying. I would have to rewind. Oh no, it was that. Okay. Let's pull another card. Okay. I need more space. You see why I don't shuffle the first set of cards on camera? It can take a minute. Okay, this wanted to come out. Okay. Actually, oh, is this Pisces? No, this is a Pisces card, the moon. Okay. Yeah, it looks here, the way you see yourself is that you may not be seeing the big picture. You may not really be seeing things the way they are. It's nearly as though is some type of information you feel that you need that you don't have, or there may be some secrets or some undisclosed information that you may feel you need. That can be about your feelings. There may be some fears there. There's some uncertainty. It's like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you're thinking about something and you're like, I'm not sure, I don't know. Okay. Outcome card. Give me a nice outcome card, Spirit, for Cancer. Now to the end of May. General reading. Okay, this one wants to come out. Bam. Oh. 9 of Wands. Okay, I may jump all over the place a bit here, okay? But it looks as though you had a time of feeling a little bit oppressed, Cancer. It's nearly as though you were waiting for something. You were waiting for something to come through. Because these are Pentacles, this could have something to do with money. You could have been waiting to hear about some money, okay? And it may have made you feel a little bit oppressed, a little bit stressed out, okay? But this is a 9. You're nearly at the end of the cycle. So, you know, don't give up. You're nearly there. And it looks as though you're looking at all the hard work that you've put in, or it could be in your investments or what have you. And now you're waiting to see the harvest, the reward, the yield on your investments or your hard work. And whatever it was a long time getting there. It was a struggle. And you're even thinking, man, was that worth it? You know? And up under here, you also have the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So it could have something to do with a partnership, a business partnership maybe you were working in. Or it could have something to do with a relationship for some of you. Okay, yeah, you're definitely waiting. Okay, yeah, you're definitely thinking about your security, your financial security. Anything that makes you feel grounded, stable and secure is on your mind. Okay, so that's in your current energy. But you're nearly there. It was a struggle. Cancer, it was a struggle, but you're nearly there. This is a 9. This is the end of the cycle. Okay, you were waiting. Okay, but like I said, it has something to do with money or your stability, your security. Something you invested in. It could be time, it could be money. Whatever it was, you invested into something. Okay, so here in the center of your reading, you have the Magician, and this is someone who, like I said, knows how to manifest and create whatever they desire in their life. They know that they are a co-creator with God, okay, and they're skilled at doing that. So regardless of what other cards come up in this spread, Cancer, just remember this. Okay, because this is the first card and it's in the center, so this is who you are. So with all these other little pesky annoyances that you may be faced with, you know, you'll get through that. Okay, and here you have the Empress in reverse. So some of you, there are some of you, not all of you, but some of you are feeling not feeling abundant. You know, some of you may be having a little bit of a problem with your health. Okay. There may be others of you that may be wanting to have children. You're trying to have children, okay? And you're waiting to see whether or not that you might be pregnant. But in the recent past, some of you have been all up in your head, just really worried, just scaring yourself to death. And the situation really may not be that bad, but you're just thinking about it and thinking about it, and whatever the situation is, and you're creating this mental prison for yourself. This was in your recent past, okay? There are some of you, may have been thinking of making some type of emotional gesture or emotional offer to someone, and it may have been turned down, okay? Or you may have turned someone down, Cancer, okay? And then in your near future, you've got the Strength card. This is a Leo card, okay? You will be pulling on your inner resources and your material resources, and everything. It will bring a balance to your finances and to whatever else here it is that you're worrying about. Okay, there will be reciprocity, there will be balance, there will be generosity. Okay, but you will need to stand in your truth, and you will need to pull on your inner resources and your material resources, okay, to bring that balance. And I don't know, was any of you thinking about starting a new creative project, a new creative business, maybe? And it looks as though you might be waiting to hear a message about this new business or new creative project, and it has been delayed coming in. But you have the King of Wands here, so it looks as though you will move forward on this creative project, but there may have been a bit of a delay, okay, or a new business, or you may have even been thinking of traveling somewhere, and the trip may have been delayed, okay? Like I said here, you're fearing something. There's fear here. It's like, I don't know, there's something missing. Or maybe you feel that someone is not telling you the whole truth. Someone may be keeping secrets, okay? Here, Cancer, in your hopes and fears, it's nearly as though you fear that you may not be following your intuition, okay? But with the King of Wands here, you are following your intuition, okay? And whatever bickering you had going on in the situation, it looks as though this will stop. It looks as though there was some conflict somewhere in some area of your life. I don't know which area. It might be finances. There was some doubt. There was some doubt. There may have been some bickering, some back and forth. Not anything really big, but you felt like it was a battle. You felt like it was an uphill struggle, okay? Well, that's over. That struggle, that uphill struggle is over, okay, Cancer? The conflict is over. The fight is over, whatever that was. Okay, let me confirm the Magician. Oh, I didn't say the cards, did I? The star signs. Okay, so you've got Earth, Earth. So you may be dealing with Capricorn, Virgo. What's the other Earth sign? Capricorn, Virgo or Taurus. You may be dealing with a Leo. You've got the fire signs here. You may be dealing with air signs, Pisces, Libra, Gemini. Yeah, you've got all the signs in here. Aquarius. Okay. And like I say, it doesn't need to be all those signs, and it's just the energy, it's the way that people may be expressing themselves in this situation, okay? Okay, the Magician. Where's the Magician here? So you have the Judgment in reverse. Yeah, it looks as though you're afraid of making a mistake, or you're afraid of using poor judgment, Cancer. Oh, I hadn't decided where I was going to put that. Why is the Empress here? Empress in reverse. Why is the Empress here? The Empress in reverse has something to do with, you know that you have what it takes to get what you want, to materialize what you want, but you are afraid that you may not get cooperation from somebody. You have the Empress in reverse. How did that come out? No, it doesn't really matter. It means the same thing because it's negatively aspected. Okay. It's nearly as though you feel as though you may not get cooperation from somebody. Okay. Someone that you may be planning something with. It could be... The Empress can also be a matriarch, a mother figure. It can be your wife. It can be maybe an older, more mature person in the relationship. This is usually a feminine energy, but this can also be a male. Okay, so whatever person you're collaborating with, it's nearly as though you are afraid that there will somehow not be. You might not be on the same page. You might not be able to collaborate in this new business venture. Has something to do with, or investment, some type of investment. Investment or new business invention, new creative idea. Okay. What are you all up in your head about, Cancer? Why do you feel trapped over here? But this was in the recent past. That energy is moving out, but we'll still clarify. Why is Cancer all up in their head in the recent... Oh, I didn't even see that drop out. Yeah, you're confused. You're confused. You're afraid of making a mistake or making the wrong decision to do with an investment or a new business idea. The moon. What is it that Cancer needs to feel that they need to know that they don't know? What are they fearful of, Spirit? Cancer, are you fearful of competition? Are you fearful of competition? I don't know. Maybe you're thinking of a new